overall aim is to get students to understand that global politics are not defined to a textbook, and dystopian worlds are not defined to novels. Understanding this will give students a great ability to critique the world in which they live and be able to discuss these issues in length, both verbally and in their written work as well. Hi everyone, my name is Damini, and today we're going to talk about the Advanced IB English class. It runs on Wednesdays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and it is for advanced middle school, second and third graders. In this class, we will focus on 3 critical elements of English learning: reading, writing, and IB. For reading, we will conduct novel analysis, in which we will critique concepts such as novel structure, storytelling techniques, literary devices, themes, among many others. In writing, we will revise and improve writing structure, layout, grammar and vocabulary, and most importantly, ideas and content through various forms of essay and essay feedback. Finally, in IB, we will explore the global context of politics to understand how the international stage, though seemingly out of reach, impacts each of us in our day-to-day lives. So, by using these 3 elements, the aim of this class is to establish a critical mind in English and to encourage students to critically analyze the content and also make connections not only between the 3 elements but also with themselves and among the world. In terms of literary analysis, this semester the novel that we will study is Anthem by Ayn Rand. It is a compelling exploration into a dystopian society that values the collective over the individual. The book encapsulates the themes of individuality, conformity, freedom, oppression, knowledge, and self-discovery. The analysis of the text will focus on how Ayn Rand uses language, literary devices like symbolism, and character development to convey these themes. We'll look closely at how the protagonist's journey reflects the struggle for self-identity in a world that demands conformity. Throughout our study, we will reflect on the societal structures in Anthem and their real-world parallels. We'll ask questions like, how do these ideas connect to our own experiences with conformity, authority, and personal identity? Students will answer these questions to develop a broader understanding of literature. A significant portion of our analysis will be devoted to comparing Anthem with other texts and real-life scenarios. We'll explore how similar themes of individuality, control, and power appear in other dystopian works, such as Orwell's 1984 or Huxley's Brave New World. These discussions will help us to see how various literary works reflect different aspects of the human condition and societal challenges. Beyond literary comparisons, we will also draw connections to real-life scenarios. Historical movements against oppressive regimes, debates against individual rights versus societal needs, and contemporary discussions on freedom of speech and expression are all where Anthem's themes resonate. These connections will make the study of the novel even more relevant and impactful. Finally, we will reflect. We will ask ourselves questions such as, is this book a book that is telling of society? Does the story remind us of anything? What elements of the story are taken directly from real life? Do we see any similarities between individuals in the story and in real life? Then, for our writing classes, we are looking to see a consistent improvement in the students' writing throughout the semester. The aim here is to improve writing significantly. This is because good writing showcases an ability to critically analyze, provide good insights into the topic, and of course, above all, good grammar and vocabulary. Through this course, students will consistently work on developing this. Every 2 weeks, students will tackle a different essay style, although there is flexibility if there is a topic with which students are struggling. We will include things like speeches, persuasive writing, article writing, and research essays. To improve their writing further, each week, students will have 40 to 50 minutes to plan and write their essay. Practicing writing in such a way prepares students for exams and develops their ability to think on their feet, which is incredibly important. Lastly, students will also receive weekly feedback. They will be given time to make these changes, and each second draft will be graded and sent to the parents. Finally, we have our IB class. For this section of the class, we will use the book Global Politics by Oxford Resources. The content centers on global issues and the efforts of the global community to address them, including how decisions are made, who makes them, and why challenges such as poverty, climate change, and discrimination persist. These are the topics students will engage and discuss. They will answer a wide variety of topics and learn about the powerful politics at play around the globe. We will study this using real-life examples and in-class activities, such as comparing the various dimensions and assessments of development and sustainability. In this case, we are considering whether gross domestic product or gross national income is a better measure of economic development. In terms of skills, students will learn to critique policy and global decisions, develop their research and communication skills through in-class activities, presentations, debates, and also strengthen their problem-solving and working together skills. Overall, the main aim of this course is to encourage students to make connections between the classes and to be able to identify an overarching theme between all three. So, in our novel classes, we will work specifically on narrative work by establishing the themes of social content and characters. This will then be reviewed in class discussions, debates, textual comparisons, and other things like that. We will then further this knowledge by answering essay-form questions that link the novel with further sociological topics that further relate to the IB content. For example, how do individuals stand up to greater forces like conformity? Answers to this can be taken from their novel and from their IB content. Another section that we can connect the two is through IB, using their understanding of the novel and their improved writing abilities. We will ask them questions such as how can we see these problems in the real world, and which is worse, dealing with these problems in an imaginative world or in real life. Finally, the overall aim is to get students to understand that global politics are not defined to a textbook, and dystopian worlds are not defined to novels. Understanding this will give students a great ability to critique the world in which they live and be able to discuss these issues in length, both verbally and in their written work as well. Finally, to conclude, the overall objectives of this course are for students to develop and strengthen three core skills: critical thinking, making connections, and enhanced writing. Students will learn to engage with content that is global and allows them to develop an understanding of how the world is interconnected. They will also be able to critically analyze the problems, relying on what they have learned from the overlap between their writing and novel classes. All the work that will be completed in the class is related to each other. Therefore, students will develop a strong ability to make connections across classes and across disciplines, which will help them with both exam taking and problem solving in the future. And lastly, showcasing their knowledge and understanding in their writing will be highly beneficial in their future. Their writing will improve with dedication, consistency, and being able to critically analyze the question or essay topic. I hope to see you all next semester.